Hi there, this is Jeff, and I'm going to walk you through how to get the artwork ready for the 8-foot curved EasyTube display, also known as the tubular display. And to start off, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag the template layer into Photoshop. And it's going to ask me a couple questions before it opens. First thing, I want to make sure that the crop to is set to media box, which it is. And then the resolution, we want to make sure that this is set at 125 dpi. So here we go. And then the color mode, make sure that this is selected on CMYK. And once all that's good, you can go ahead and press OK, and that's going to open up the full-size template. Now, one thing to note is that you're going to actually want to design literally right on top of this template. That way you know that the position's going to be right, your proportions are correct, the size is on, and everything. But make sure that the template is its own separate layer. So on the right-hand side here, you can see that the template has a layer, and when you begin adding in all of your design elements, you just go to File and Place, and just keep everything else its own separate layer. And the reason why is because when you're all done with the design, you're actually going to either hide or delete the template layer altogether and just be left with your final artwork. And I'll show you that in a minute. But a couple other things before we get started is you're going to notice the different colors. And the dark blue that goes around the perimeter here is actually the bleed. So that's an area where it's going to be cut, stitched, sewn, and you want to make sure to go ahead and extend your background. Let's say you have a background color that's a red or camouflage. Then you want to go ahead and extend that all the way to the very outer edge. But you want to keep all the important information, whether it's your text, your logos, pictures, anything like that, a little bit more centered and inside this yellow box. And that way we know that it's not going to be too close to the edge. It's not going to look funny if it's, sitting right on the edge, and certainly not get cut off during the finishing. So now to go ahead and get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example of some artwork that's already finished and fits the template really well. And that way you can get an idea of what we're looking for. Okay, so here's some artwork that's already done and it fits the template really well. And I know that because if I right click on the artwork layer and I go to blending options and I move the opacity down, you can actually see that the template is right underneath it. So this way I can use it to look around and make sure that everything is in the right position, that the logo is within the yellow box, any text is within the yellow box. But you'll notice that the background is extended all the way to the very outer edge. So once that's good, you can go ahead and back out of there and click cancel. And then at this point, what you want to do is you want to inspect your images, make sure that nothing is pixelated. And the way that you do that is on a PC, you press Control and plus, and you just zoom all the way in until about 1 inch equals 1 inch in real life. So up here on the ruler bar, you'll see here's 48 inches and here's 49, and that's about 1 inch in real life on my screen. So now I can use the navigator tool and I can start to comb around. I can inspect the logo, the pictures, and just make sure that nothing is pixelated, because what it looks like here at this size is actually how it's going to print out. So we're good, so we can go ahead and back out by pressing Control and minus and zoom all the way back out. And at this point, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and save a copy of the working layered file. This is going to be the file that you can revert back to in case you need to make any edits or any changes now or in the future. Once you've done that, you're now ready to either go ahead and hide or delete the template layer. You can press the little eye icon here, or what I do is I usually just drag and delete it all together. Now the final step is to actually go ahead and flatten it before you save it. And so you can go to layer at the top here and then click flatten. And what that's going to do is it's going to take all those art layers and it's going to compress it into just one. And that's going to be the flattened, finished artwork file that you're going to upload. And by flattening it, it makes it more of a manageable file size, and it's going to lock everything in place. So whether somebody opens the same file on another version of Photoshop or what have you, nothing will change once it's been locked in place. So now you're ready to go ahead and save it. And what you do is you go to File and Save As. And what you're going to want to do is save it as a high quality PDF. If it doesn't allow you to save it as a PDF, usually you can save it as like a .psb file. Sometimes it's too large, and that's fine as well. But for the most part, a high quality PDF is the way to go. Don't save it as a JPEG. That's a compression file, and the PDF has a little bit better output. So that's it. If you have any questions or need any help at all, feel free to ask, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks.